Right, Caspar, on the 12th of January 2022, and I've got a claret here. So this has been sitting in my wine rack for quite a while, and yeah, I thought I'd pull the cork and see what I've got. So what is it? This is 2009 Château Potensac. Potensac, a Médoc from the same stable as Château Léoville-Lascases, Château Nénin. In Pomerol as well. So let's have a look. It's very, very deep in colour, showing some signs of age, but a really narrow band at the rim, just starting to sort of become a bit garnet and bordering on the opaque. It really is very, very deeply coloured indeed. It's an extraordinary nose. I mean, smelling it, I'd almost be pushed towards a sort of cool climate, new world Syrah almost. I mean, it's. Let's try and describe it anyway. It's really got a piquancy that you wouldn't necessarily expect from 2009, and you know 2009. Very warm vintage produced, very big, very ripe wines, and yeah, this is 14%. So no shrinking violet. It's got lots of spice. It's got something else that it's got a resinous, almost a smell, almost like sort of dry pine cones, a rootiness, an earth character. Lots of dry spice, lots of mint here as well. And I don't know how much of that character comes from the wood. The mint's particularly strong, and mint can, a smell of mint can come from oak. But crunchy, black currant fruit, sort of almost slightly peppery. It's got good definition to the aromas. It's not a nose that's really broad and displaying its ripeness. It's got a scented character that's most unusual. Yeah, that pine thing, sort of almost a resinous thing going on, as I said. Well, I think there's wood there on the palate. I think there's quite a lot of oak, and actually the tannins that I'm picking up, which aren't particularly intrusive, to me the texture of them is woody, is oak derived. I think this wine's probably seen quite a lot of new wood. There's some pretty decent definition on the palate as well. It grips nicely, and you know, it's not forceful. It's not as massive as the colour might lead you to suspect. It might be that slightly resinated character comes through on the palate as well, and I think that's the wood. And it does smell like the sort of needle litter underneath a yew tree. It's been dotted with a lot of black currant fruit. Those tannins inside are very rich, but they're held within. They're fine enough. They're ripe enough. Some of them are woody, and actually the oak comes through on the aftertaste. This wine I opened about 3 hours ago and decanted about 40 minutes ago, and to me it still comes across as very young. I think it's got quite a long way to long way to go, but it's whether it'll ever shed that oakiness, I'm not. I'm not sure. It's got nice, you know, nice freshness to it. It's not it's a big wine, but it's not a wine that's broad and sort of blobby and unstructured and shapeless. It's got nice definition, nice mineral sort of cut to it, and is nicely long as well. It's a pretty serious thing. I wonder whether, if you're going to have a bottle soon, decant it for a couple of 3 hours, and just allow it to settle down. It seems to be a wine that's a little bit fidgety at the moment, not quite comfortable in its own skin, but you know, it's you'd think 09, you know, at 12 years of age would be mature, but I think these wines from the Lascases, you know, and even Potensac, can age very, very, very slowly. Really firm black thing on the snappy black fruit on the nose. Yeah, lots there. It's stuffed with these ripe tannins and a little bit of wood tannin, and yeah, it's a fascinating wine. I don't recall ever tasting anything like it. Certainly not a claret like it. It's most unusual and a nice wine. It's takes some thinking about though. I mean, it's not well, perhaps a wine of easy pleasure, but there we are. I'm going to have another glass of that with homemade burger and enjoy it. There we are. That's been 2009 Château Potensac. Yeah, really interesting wine. I'm not sure if I've got any more of it, but I might wait a few years and see what it does. Colour, nose, palate, you know, all, as I say, seem slightly inchoate. Yeah, interesting stuff.